Hello, and welcome back to Kids Talk Sports. I'm your host Yash, and this is your other host Abe. Our purpose is to entertain you with our sports knowledge. If you are new to the channel, make sure to check out our last video. Make sure to share, like, and subscribe.
Today we will be talking about two more divisions that have lots of contending teams and that have a lot of superstars. The divisions that we will be talking about now are the NFC South and the AFC West. They each have a bunch of superstars such as Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, two of the best QBs in the league. Let's get started.
First, we are going to get started with the NFC South. The first team is the New Orleans Saints. They have all-time great quarterback Drew Brees. He owns the most passing touchdowns and yards ever. They also have three-time Pro Bowler Alvin Kamara and three-time Pro Bowl superstar receiver Michael Thomas. On defense, they have left end Cameron Jordan and cornerback Marshawn Lattimore, as well as safety Malcolm Jenkins. As of the prediction, Kids Talk Sports thinks the Saints will go 11-5. The next team in the South is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have a lot of things to talk about. First things first, as most people know, they signed NFL all-time great quarterback Tom Brady to a 2-year, $50 million deal. Also, they added his former teammate from New England, Rob Gronkowski. They still have two underrated receivers, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. There are also rumors that they could sign wide receiver Antonio Brown, but that's the case for every team. Then they also have rising star O.J. Howard, who could learn a lot from Rob Gronkowski. Then on defense, there's less to talk about, but they still have Ndamukong Suh, and they still have Shaquille Barrett, who led the league in sacks a year ago. They also have Jason Pierre-Paul and Vita Vea. Overall, this defense could surprise a few people. Kids Talk Sports thinks the Bucs will go 12-4.
The other half of the division is kind of an interesting one. The next team that we are talking about is the Atlanta Falcons. They didn't really add many things to the roster, but they did add running back Todd Gurley, who could help them a bunch. Other than that, they have quarterback Matt Ryan and wide receiver Julio Jones. They also have rising star wide receiver Calvin Ridley. But they also ended the season on fire. But Kids Talk Sports think the Falcons will go 8-8, which is way better than the year before. The final team in this division is the Carolina Panthers. They let go of Cam Newton, who signed with the New England Patriots, and picked up Teddy Bridgewater. And they still have Pro Bowl running back Christian McCaffrey. They also picked up Robbie Anderson from free agency. They also have DJ Moore, who is a second string receiver, but is really worth a third string receiver. Anyway, Kids Talk Sports think that the Carolina Panthers will be 5-11.
Now we are going to start examining the AFC West. This division does not have that many superstars across all teams. Most of the superstars are on the Kansas City Chiefs. They are also the reigning Super Bowl champions. The other teams in the division are the Raiders, Chargers, and Broncos. Now moving on to our predictions.
The first team, as you can see, is the Kansas City Chiefs. As we said earlier, they are probably the most stacked team in the league. They have Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes. He just recently signed 10 years and a half $1 billion deal. To help him, they have speedy wide receivers Tyreek Hill and Mecole Hardman. They also have one of the best tight ends in the league in Travis Kelce. They also have underrated running back Damian Williams. On defense, they also have defensive tackle Chris Jones and right end Frank Clark. For the linebackers, they don't really have much to talk about. The quarterbacks have Rashad Breeland and Charvarius Ward. In the safety position is the Honey Badger Tyron Matthew. Overall, we think the Chiefs will go 12-4. The next team we will be examining are the Raiders. Now, they do have some young talent, but I think the Raiders have a small problem, and that is the coaching staff. They have a good quarterback battle with Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota. They have running back Josh Jacobs, who can be a great running back that continues what he is doing. Then a wide receiver, there's not much talent there, but they did add Henry Ruggs from the draft, and they did pick up Nelson Aguilar from the Philadelphia Eagles, and they still have Hunter Renfrow as a third-string wide receiver. They also picked up Jason Witten from the Cowboys. On defense, they have some talent. They have defensive tackle Maurice Hurst, who has turned out to be a steal for them. They also have defensive end Cleveland Farrell. At cornerback, they have Prince Amukamara and David Arnett. At safety, they have Jonathan Abram and Lamarcus Joyner. Overall, Kids Talk Sports think that the Raiders will go 5-11.
The first half of the division is an interesting one. Next we have the Broncos. They still have veteran Joe Flacco and young quarterback Drew Lock. They also added running back Melvin Gordon from divisional rival Los Angeles Chargers. At wide receiver, they have Courtland Sutton and Tyree Cleveland and Deshaun Hamilton. They also added wide receiver Jerry Jeudy and KJ Hamler from the draft. On defense, they have linebacker Von Miller. At cornerback, they have AJ Boye and safety Kareem Jackson. Overall, we think that the Broncos will go 5-11. The final team that we will be examining is the Los Angeles Chargers. They just got rid of Philip Rivers, who went to the Indianapolis Colts, and they lost running back Melvin Gordon, who we said earlier is now on the Denver Broncos. Another thing to point out is that they picked up Justin Herbert in the draft. They signed quarterback Tyrod Taylor. For the running back position, they have Austin Eckler, who has some potential. They also have Pro Bowler Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. On defense, they have Joey Bosa at defensive end and Melvin Ingram. They picked up Chris Harris, who they picked up from division rival Denver Broncos. They also have young cornerback Desmond King. Lastly, they have safety Derwin James. Overall, we think that all these big names will make the Chargers go 6-10. Thanks for watching and see you next time.